Experiments are trusted to justify decisions. They define standards, safeguards, and acceptable outcomes. Entire systems are built on their conclusions. These conclusions are rarely questioned once adopted. But some results did not reinforce confidence. They quietly revealed that certainty itself was misplaced, and systems built on false certainty do not fail gently. These experiments were not careless. They followed accepted methods and controls. They passed review and oversight. Their results were considered reliable. What failed was the assumption behind them. To understand the scale of that failure, we need to examine them one by one. We begin with 10. The Ebbinghaus memory decay experiments. They were designed to map how quickly memories fade. Forgetting was expected to follow a predictable curve. That curve guided early learning models. Emotionally significant memories resisted decay. Some became more stable over time. This reshaped trauma treatment, testimony standards, and learning systems. Next comes 9, the Milgram obedience experiments. They tested whether people would refuse to harm others when ordered. Moral resistance was expected. Authority was assumed to have limits. Most participants continued once authority diffused responsibility. Harm became procedural rather than personal. Modern research ethics and consent rules were rewritten. Moving on to 8, the Flynn Effect Intelligence Studies. They challenged the belief that intelligence was biologically fixed. IQ was treated as a stable ceiling. That ceiling shaped educational expectations. Scores rose across generations with education and environment. Cognitive performance proved responsive to conditions. Education policy shifted from limits to development. Now we reach 7, the Hawthorne productivity experiments. They aimed to isolate efficiency from social influence. Physical conditions were adjusted and measured. The changes were meant to reveal optimal environments. Productivity improved regardless of the adjustments. Observation itself altered behavior. Workplace systems had to account for attention as a variable. Next is 6, rational choice decision-making experiments. They assumed people act logically when information is complete. Optimal outcomes were expected. Markets were modeled on this assumption. Bias and emotion shaped decisions instead. Irrational patterns repeated consistently. Economic and policy models were redesigned. Halfway through the countdown brings us to 5. The Yerkes-Dodson stress performance experiments. They tested pressure as a performance enhancer. Stress was believed to sharpen focus. High-pressure environments were built around this idea. Accuracy declined once pressure exceeded a threshold. Memory and judgment deteriorated. Training systems adopted controlled exposure. Continuing the countdown. The Asch conformity experiments. They examined consensus as a stabilizing force. Agreement was expected to improve accuracy. Group judgment was treated as corrective. Participants denied obvious reality to match the group. Social pressure overrode direct perception. Decision systems learned to separate consensus from truth. Now only 3 remain. CCTV surveillance deterrence studies. They tested whether visible monitoring increases honesty. Observation was expected to reduce misconduct. Surveillance became a default policy response. Unfair surveillance increased resistance and rule breaking. Compliance depended on perceived legitimacy. Institutions shifted from control to trust. Just before the final one comes to the Desi Ryan motivation crowding experiments, they tested rewards as drivers of performance. Incentives were expected to strengthen effort. Payment became a management shortcut. External rewards weakened intrinsic motivation. Engagement declined once payment stopped. Compensation systems were redesigned. And finally, 1. The Lawrence chaos experiments. They attempted to improve prediction in controlled systems. Small input changes were assumed negligible. Forecasting systems relied on this belief. Tiny variations produced radically different outcomes. Long-term forecasting collapsed. Certainty failed at the foundation of prediction. These experiments did not fail. They answered honestly. They exposed limits that could not be ignored. They forced systems to confront uncertainty directly. If certainty collapses this easily, what assumptions are still standing only because they have not been tested?